France draws to a close in Paris on Sunday, but it's just the beginning for the cyclists taking part in the Women's Tour, which gets underway at the Eiffel Tower later. Our reporters have been catching up with the French riders ahead of the first stage of the tournament.
Their bikes are out and their kit is on. The Cofidis women's team is getting ready for one last test run after 5 days of riding on the Tour de France routes before the Grand Départ.
Okay, so girls, today, last stage of Tour de France. We are starting in Luxeuil, so kilometer 21 of the race. Enjoy the climb, enjoy the landscape, because on the day of the race you won't be able to.
The international cyclists are enjoying a moment of calm for now. The team, made up of different profiles and ages, was formed in 2021. Now they're training for the Women's Tour de France, a sporting opportunity of a lifetime.
So you are now kilometer 25 of the stage, and the first climb is in 26 k's.
It's a mythical stage, and the last in the race. This is the first Women's Tour de France. Training on site's important for strategy and to be well positioned.
Being up there with the best in the general classification is what pushes these riders to climb these summits time and time again, to steal a precious few seconds.
Ça va, ça a été? Allez, depuis une montée.
Every time I do the climb, it feels better, because then I know what's coming up, and so I'm happy to road up today, and I felt good.
Clara Koppenberg, the team's climber, has her eyes set on winning a stage, perhaps even here on the summit of La Super Planche de Bellefille in eastern France. The mountain's peak is 1,148 metres high, with a final stretch which rockets up to an elevation of 24%. The Tour has seen many dramatic moments here over the last decade, and this year's women's competition promises to be no different.
Done. Oh my God.
How was it?
Pretty nice. The last part is really hard with the gravel, because the gravel is super hard to ride.
The training may be difficult, but the team is now one step closer towards making their dreams come true.
A long time, many people have said to me, why don't you have a Women's Tour de France? And they're really in shock, and they're surprised when we say we don't have a Women's Tour de France. So finally this year to put the women in the Tour de France, one of the most beautiful sporting spectacles and one of the greatest, largest sporting spectacles in the world. It's a pretty special moment.
Whether or not the Cofidis riders get their hands on a jersey, taking part in cycling's most famous race is the pinnacle of their careers, and one they hope all female riders will have a chance to experience.
Finally, for now, it's a running of the bulls, but not as